Hello, high schoolies. My name is Stephanie Grafstein, and I will be running for your sophomore student body president. Lately, I've been asked by my fellow peers what I can do for them as their president. Here are my top 3 reasons why you should vote for me. 1. I will be someone who you can come to with a problem involving the school. I know it's hard for people to speak up about issues. This I have made easy for my peers by setting up an Ask FM page for this election. For those of you who don't know, Ask FM is a social media website where people ask others anonymous questions. I will continue to use this page, if elected, as a place for the student body to go to with an issue. I will take the time to read all the issues and try and solve them. 2. I am already very active in the school and know how things work and know what needs to get done. In the past year, I have participated in 5 school clubs, and I am very committed to all of them, one of which includes student government. Now being in the club for a year, I know what needs to be done in order to improve our school. 3. I absolutely love planning events and hope to take our school events to the next level. A big part of student government is organizing events. The way to take our school events to the next level is to have our school offer fundraisers and events that have a little something to offer for every group of people, and not just 1 or 2. Another way I feel our events can be beneficial and actually make an impact is by advertising them more. Unless you're in student government or have a friend in student government, I can almost guarantee that you didn't know about half of the school fundraisers and events that went on this year. In the past year, I have organized 3 charity events. All of them have been very successful because of advertising through social media. I want to see our school advertise our fundraisers the same way, through different media outlets such as newspapers, district websites, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc. In conclusion to all of this, I encourage you all to make smart decisions when voting this year. Thank you for your time. I am Stephanie Grafstein, and I am running for your sophomore president.
Shout out to the class of 2016. As many of you already know, my name is Mark Klinger, and I am the best candidate for the 2013-2014 presidential position here at our very own High School East. I believe I am a very qualified candidate. I'm a member of 3 in-school clubs, I participate in 2 sports, have founded my own non-for-profit charity organization, received a county proclamation from legislator Stephen Stern, and the Presidential Volunteer Medal, among others. Let me begin with a very simple question. How would you rate your freshman experience here at High School East? Whether you answered horrible, good, or great, I can give you one simple guarantee. If you give me the chance, I will make your sophomore year much better. I took the initiative prior to my campaign to survey many of my friends and fellow classmates to find out exactly what it was the class of 16 wanted most. The results included more interesting school assemblies, school field trips, and class activities, all of which I believe are obtainable while working in conjunction with my fellow members of Student Council as well as Board of Directors and PTA. As president, I will represent our class and will do so with great honor and respect, instilling the leading qualities of High School East. As such, my official Facebook page will remain open year-round as an easy diffuser of information and afford the opportunity to put all of our great ideas into action. Any and all recommendations will be taken into account by the student government and, subject to a vote, will be enacted in our school. As president, I hope to fully introduce High School East to the 21st century. Bottom line, I plan on harboring a new and exciting period in High School East unlike any other, one that is filled with memorable activities, interesting seminars, and trips. Voting for me will allow you, the class of 2016, to be the rulers of your own destinies. If there is anything I didn't mention in the speech or you believe would be beneficial in the upcoming year, please feel free to approach me or shoot me a text, email, or Facebook message. Strive for success, no excuses, no regrets. Make it a great year or not, Hills East. The choice is yours.
What's up, my fellow 9th grade students? Some of you may know me your whole life. Some of you might have just met me here at High School East, and some might just see me in the hallway. But if you don't know me, which would be odd, my name is Frankie Greco, and I'm running for your future sophomore class president. One thing before I get started, you're welcome for cutting into a global history class. Now let's get started. I'm one of those high school students that only comes to the events that everyone else is going to. For example, competition night. Most of the school went because it's one of those known fun events. I want every event to be as fun and have as many people at the event as there were a competition night. My goal as president is to get as many students to come to the events. I want to make the events as fun as possible so it's an event that students would want to come to in future years. We can also focus on raising money for charities to help people in need. And last but not least, that these 4 years be the best 4 years of our lives. I want each and every one of you to look back on high school years and think about how much fun it was. I don't want you to remember high school as you woke up early, went to school, did your work, and that's it. I want you guys to be involved, come to the event, show spirit, and have fun. You might be asking yourself, what makes me stand out from most of the candidates here? Most candidates talk about how they're so intelligent and are in multiple clubs, but that has little meaning. Yes, every leader must be smart in making decisions, but what really matters are the effects of a president. And as your sophomore president, I would take an active role in considering the interest of all of you, if you vote for me, Frankie Greco, for your future class president.
Everyone thinks of changing the world, but no one thinks of changing himself. Famous words of wisdom by Russian author Leo Tolstoy. Now, although this quote originates from the late 1800s, the compatibility of the message with modern philosophy makes it timeless. Throughout the short 15 years I've walked above the dirt of the planet, I started to believe I was a magnet to tragedy. Countless events of the unthinkable unfolded along the roads of which I walked. Being exposed to so much of the impurities our world has to offer, from a young age I sought for the better. It was shortly after elementary school that I strongly thought I was destined to do the incredible, but it was the beginning of middle school that I truly realized I wanted to make this idea, this thought and concept of a better world a reality, not for me, but for others. Growing up, I developed a personal motto: be far more selfless than you are selfish. It was this simple sentence that encouraged me to accomplish the actions of charity I've done over the years. It was also this very sentence that made me look deeper into the mirror, recognize my imperfections, and attempt to sand out my rough edges with admirable acts, but also give more appreciation to the honorable characteristics within myself, such as integrity, strength, and resilience. Throughout the years of middle school, I ignored my desire to gain the title of president. It was due to my belief that I wasn't good enough for such a position. As a perfectionist, I constantly critiqued myself and gave more attention to the reasons as to why I shouldn't. But then I realized we are human beings. The idea of being perfect at anything is impossible. We make mistakes, but it is our obligation to live and learn by them. If given the role of class president, I want to firmly make sure that I make my time as president unforgettable. While I try every day to be an example to our grade, as president, I will strive and give my all not to just set a precedent, but be an inspiration, not just for the grade or for the school, but for the entire community. Vote for me, Philip Chang, as your class president, and together we can make our sophomore year extraordinary.
Hello, my fellow classmates. I hope that you are all having a great day so far. My name is Bradley Wellman. I am running for the position of sophomore class vice president. I would like to be your vice president for the 2013 to 2014 school year. As vice president, I will not only represent myself, but I will represent all of you. As vice president, any requests you give me, I will do my very best to make them happen, no matter how hard I have to work. I am a dedicated and hardworking individual. With your vote, this will be my number one priority. I have maintained high honor roll throughout all of my years in school, as well as been a member of at least 3 clubs each year. I am a well-rounded individual, as I am smart in school, great with communication, and very responsible. I also partake in many sports. I am also very neat, so my folders, notes, and supplies will be very easy to get to and organized. I know that these are just a few of the qualities that will make me a great vice president. I am a team player and will work well with the whole student government and all elected officers. All of my peers can count on me to be at every single meeting. I truly love High School East and will make it an even better place than it already is. Some ideas I have to make our community even better are to have increased attendance at school events, more assemblies, and other gatherings. I would like to raise more money for our school and grade. I have always been a trustworthy individual, and I am a man of my word. Although I might not be able to put Gatorade in the water fountains, I promise you that with your vote, I will make your sophomore year that much better. All my thoughts are balanced, and I will take all your ideas into consideration. Again, I am Bradley Weltman, running for Vice President. Remember, vote Bradley Weltman for Vice President. It's easy to see. Vote for Bradley. Thank you.
Hi everybody, my name is Lizzie Thompson, and I am running for your sophomore class Vice President. This year, I have had the rewarding experience of being your class treasurer. It was an honor to serve our class by participating in and helping to run numerous student government activities and fundraisers, such as the homecoming parade. If there is anything I have learned this year about student government, it is that any officer position requires both experience and commitment. As many of you know, experience is definitely something I have plenty of. I participated in student government since I was in 6th grade, and I've enjoyed every second of it. One thing that sets me apart from many of the other candidates is that I actually enjoy working for you, the student. In student government, these next 3 years will be full of fundraisers aiming to accumulate enough money to make our years as upperclassmen the best they can be. Student government is responsible for raising money for junior and senior prom, two things that we definitely want to be as fun as possible. In order to have successful events, student government needs strong leaders. Unless commitment is made, there are only promises and hopes, but no plans, said Peter Drucker. Next year, we do not want our class to be run by people who think it is okay to not let anything get done. As voters, it is your responsibility to choose a candidate who will work for you, not someone who is just looking for something to put on their college resume. This year, vote for commitment, vote for excellence, vote for Lizzie.
What's up, everybody? I'd like to take this time away from your global class and bring attention to the upcoming elections. My name is Zion Med, and I'm running for your sophomore vice president. Now, to start off, I'd like to outline a few of my various qualifications for this position. My first qualification is experience. As most of you know, I'm currently your freshman class president. Through the various events, such as homecoming, pep rallies, and the multiple fundraisers, I've been directly exposed to the responsibilities of such positions, and I fully understand what they entail. This year, I've been able to take on these responsibilities with determination and hard work, and trust me, I will do the same next year. My second qualification is persistence. For those of you who personally know me, my most defining trait is my work ethic. I take advantage of all my skills and stop at nothing till I achieve the desired result. Whether it's for school, sports, or extracurriculars, I go hard, all day, every day. And what's important to remember is I will bring this persistence to student government to fulfill the wants and needs of our sophomore class. And my third qualification is communication. As part of the Hills East community, I'm just like every single one of you, a student and a friend. Having said that, as your sophomore vice president, the ideas I present in student government will be the ideas of the people. I plan to work hard with your future president, treasurer, and secretary to fulfill the wants of our sophomore class. So if you want a person who is persistent, has experience, and the ability to communicate, vote for me, Zion Med, as your future vice president. Thank you.
Friends that I have not yet gotten to know, and Patrick. Hello, my name is Cassandra Grello, and I am running for vice president of the sophomore class. Some of you may know me very well, and some of you may not, but I would like to thank you for the opportunity to run for this position. Now, why should you vote for me? What makes a good student body officer is not having the most Facebook friends, or the highest grades, or the highest height. No, what matters most is what the candidate is able to bring to the table once elected. I don't strive to be a good vice president, I strive to be great. I have experience as a representative throughout elementary, middle, and now high school, and I plan to take all that I have learned and apply it to being the best officer I can be. This year, I worked hard to help out at all events, including homecoming, the senior banquet, and competition night. What I value most is being reliable and committed. I go hard or I go home. I want to show you that officer positions are not just a decoration to put on your college application or a title to brandish around just for the recognition it brings. No, what it really is an opportunity to make reforms to the school, and that's what matters to me, change. If elected vice president, I would bring forth fresh ideas such as adding new and exciting events to our calendar, providing microwave access to students in the cafeteria, and improving our bathrooms. Do you know how difficult it is to pull out a usable length of toilet paper without it ripping? Of course, I understand that these changes require a lot of time, effort, and money, which we could raise through creative and interesting fundraisers. I would be committed to working with students, faculties, and others in order to make these changes happen. I do not make promises that I do not 100% intend to keep, and that's what you'll get if you elect me, fulfilled promises. I guarantee that I would put my all into this position because I truly care about our student government, class, and school. I promise that every student will have an equal voice and there will be a method of collecting your ideas and suggestions. I promise to aid the president, no matter who is elected, in making the best possible decisions. You only experience high school once, and we have the opportunity to make this the best 4 years of our lives, so let's begin right now. Thank you.
Hello, my fellow Thunderbirds. My name is Mitchell Siegel, and I'm here today to announce my intention to seek the position of your sophomore class treasurer. But better yet, excuse you from learning in your social studies classes. For those of you who are not familiar with me, you may be asking yourself, what makes me qualified to be your treasurer? Well, I shall begin by saying this. As a member and student of the Hills East community, I have an extreme amount of pride for our school, and without a doubt, I will always seek what's in the best interest for my class and, most importantly, our entire school. I strongly assure you I will put my maximum dedication and effort towards improving the student body and will provide leadership like no other. Besides, try hard's my middle name. With me as your treasurer, I envision our school's future to reach far beyond success and achieve prosperity. My skills, talents, and achievements in fundraising, academics, and numerous amounts of extracurricular activities will only provide for substantial benefit towards our community. I currently run for an outstanding track team here at Hills East. I excel in two musical instruments. I rank as a top debater in New York State and maintain an exceptional GPA. As a JDRF ambassador and mentor, I've helped raise and donate thousands of dollars that is being used for diabetes research, which shows that I'm quite competent with managing money and fundraising. I plan to do the same for our school. As a mentor alone, I've helped touch the hearts of children living with diabetes by providing them advice and relief and ensuring them a successful future in years to come. With me as your treasurer, I will surpass all these expectations and without a doubt attain the goals necessary for the success of the student body. Our grade needs a strong, determined, and spirited representative who can relate with his students, reform current issues, and build upon great ideas. As a candidate, I encompass all of these qualities. If you decide to vote for me, I assure you have made a firm investment and promise no regrets. Hills East, I am your desired leader. My name is Mitchell Siegel, and I strongly encourage you to cash in on my ballot. Remember, your investment is safe with me.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I can see some familiar faces, but for those of you who may not know me, my name is Vikram Mahajan, and I'm running for sophomore treasurer for the next school year. I would like to acknowledge a few important people. First off, all the wonderful students and teachers of High School East, and secondly, myself. I'm actually kind of proud of myself this year for running for a spot in student government. I knew for many years I had the skills to represent the people in my grade level, but never actually had the guts to make a speech that would be seen by so many people. This year it's a little different. I'm confident that I'll be a key player in the sophomore division of student government if elected. Why so? Well, I want to sit down with every one of you that would, and I want to hear what you want. I want you to tell me face to face what would make the following school year better than the last. What does it mean to be treasurer? Being treasurer means raising money for school activities and spending it in the best way possible. It also means keeping track of funds to make the absolute best use of the money available to the school. If elected, I'll ensure all funds will be used in the benefit of the students, the school, and the community. There's always a limited amount of money to spend, but with me as your treasurer, you are guaranteed benefit of every dollar, which will not only enhance your high school experience, but make it a more memorable one. If you elected me as your representative, I'll be looking for ideas on how we can raise money for things like school dances, field trips, new sports equipment, and etc. As a wise man once said, many minds are better than one, and I am determined to make your dreams and thoughts on improvements to the school into a reality. I'm determined because I'm that kid that raises his hand to answer a question in first period math, the kid that finds X during math class even though he's really looking for a bed to sleep on, and the kid that leaves 9th period science last even though he's on the edge of falling asleep because of how many times it hurts to hear the word DNA 50 times in one period. I will go the extra quintillion miles. I'm Vikram Mahajan, and hopefully your treasurer for the next school year.
Hello fellow students, my name is Harseer Kohli and I'm running for sophomore treasurer this year. This year I have been in SAD clubs. Some events that SAD did this year are fundraisers for breast cancer. If I get nominated as your treasurer, I will do my very best to spend our budget money wisely while organizing and managing funds for the sophomore class. I'm very good at using money wisely. I will not spend a cent of class money on anything without consulting you because it is our money and we should spend in the best way possible. I'll take any ideas from my classmates to create awesome fundraisers. We can get donations from local business to help us raise money for our class. I do think we can make this year great, and I will give my best and complete responsibility as a treasurer to you. The only thing I'm asking you for is your vote. So vote Harseer Kohli for treasurer. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ethan Stein, and I would like to be your sophomore class secretary next year. I am the clear choice for this position because I am on a mission for the acquisition of this position. In addition, if I am elected for the position of secretary, I will try to be the best, better than the rest. With our graduation even nearer, most of us probably do not lose any sleep at night worrying about what goes on in student government. My statement is I will lay the pavement for a successful school year. To be clear, I've shown that I'm organized, creative, strong-minded, and kind. I'm a great student and I put 100% in everything I do, and I will try to do so all the way through. In concluding this speech, I hope that you make the right choice and elect me for secretary in the sophomore class election. Just remember, Stein for secretary.
Hello, Hills East. My name is Ethan Udell, and I'm running for the position of sophomore secretary of the student government for the 2013-2014 school year. First off, I would like to thank all of those who nominated me. I'm running for the position of secretary because I believe that I exemplify the qualities that a great secretary requires. I am running for student government this year because I wish to become more involved within the student body. I believe that if elected, I can help make our sophomore year an exciting and successful one. For those of you who don't know me, I'd like to talk a bit about myself. It is very important for you to know me, as one goal that I have is to construct a stronger bond between the student government and the student body. I'm a well-rounded individual. I play 2 instruments, guitar and bass. I'm a member of the school's spring track team, wrestling team, and speech and debate team. I'm also an active member of the Huntington Youth Court. I'm a first-degree black belt in Kempo Karate. I've been vigorously practicing and studying karate for over 10 years. This expresses my dedication towards my endeavors. Any great representative of a community needs to be passionate for what they do, and I feel that my passion would make me your ideal secretary. A secretary has to be someone who is very diligent. My passion, combined with my strong work ethic, would help me to achieve greater goals for the sophomore class. I promise that if elected secretary, I will attend all student government meetings. One of the primary jobs of a student government secretary is to take detailed notes at each meeting and provide them to the president. My experience on the speech and debate team has made me an avid note taker, which is a vital quality for a secretary. Perhaps the most important quality of a secretary is leadership. In the past, I have worked with children of all ages, children with special needs, and even adults. I'm well accustomed to taking charge of a situation with ease. I know how to effectively and successfully lead a group of people. A student government secretary needs to be a dedicated individual with a strong work ethic, good note-taking skills, and a sense of leadership. As a candidate running for secretary, I encompass all of these vital qualities. If elected secretary, I will work hard to climb obstacles, exceed expectations, and establish a successful environment for the sophomore class by achieving the goals of the student government. I strongly encourage you to elect me as your sophomore secretary. Remember, cast your vote well. Vote for Ethan Udell.
Greetings, my fellow classmates. My name is Julie Parejo, and I'm running for 10th grade class secretary. I believe that every decision concerning the school should have the students' best interests in mind, and that's why I'm running. You guys, the students, are to make this school great. Without you, there would be no school, and people have to stop forgetting that. Come on. Everyone knows that running for student government is always a huge popularity contest, but it doesn't have to be. You guys have the power to change that. I'm not popular whatsoever, but I'm still running. This is high school, you guys. Someday you're going to be telling your kids stories about this event. Kids stories about these years. About all the great homecomings, dances, special events, extracurricular activities. I know my parents still do. I'm asking you to give me a chance to help be a part of making that happen. Anyway, I would like to thank those of you that are still awake for listening to my speech. I hope you all have a great afternoon. My name is Julie Parejo. I'm running for 10th grade class secretary, and I hope to be your 10th grade class secretary. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Katherine Thompson, and this year I will be running for your sophomore class secretary. This past year in student government has been a lot of fun, and I have certainly learned a lot. In fact, I cannot possibly imagine going into student government next year without the experience that I gained this year. Through trials and observations, I have learned many things, from how to make a successful homecoming to how to host a senior banquet. After freshman year, the most important aspect of student government is experience. Coming into high school is an intimidating experience, and as freshmen, we were given a year to transition from middle school and learn how to be successful in high school. This goes the same for student government. I have been fortunate enough to have been the opportunity to be your freshman secretary this year. In fact, I have served in student government every single year since 6th grade. Through my experience in student government, I have grown to love and see the potential for our class even more than ever before. I can promise you that I am the most experienced and qualified candidate for sophomore secretary, and am most likely to lead you to success in the coming year. I am also very dedicated to student government. There is no doubt that I will put in my all into the next year in student government, whether I am elected or not. I truly enjoy student government and cannot wait to spend more time growing, learning, and being with all of you in the coming years. Thank you.
Hello, High School East. My name is Shari Bieber, and I'm running for Vice Chairperson of the Student Government. Over the past 3 years in student government, I have held the positions of representative and delegate, one of which I was on the executive board. Some of the activities that I've organized since my freshman year have included competition night, charity volleyball tournaments, senior banquet, and Rock for Refugees. I am currently coordinating Powder Puff for the junior class, in which I have successfully gathered over 60 juniors for this game. As your vice chairperson, it would be my responsibility to assist the chairperson with all student government-sponsored events and fundraisers. If elected, I promise to be hardworking, dedicated, and listen to your ideas and concerns. It is my goal to make next year a fun and productive one. First, I would like to plan activities geared towards each specific grade. I feel freshmen and sophomores would enjoy having more end-of-the-year events. For upperclassmen, I would like to make your events like junior outing and senior prom even more exciting than they already are by raising more money for each class. Some school-wide activities that I would promote next year would include a student-teacher athletic event and a neon party in the gym. I also think it would be a fun idea to have an East vs. West competition night and/or any other activity with West. I believe that High School East should also host more charity fundraisers in order to better our community and our reputation as a school, like we do for Operation Holiday. All the ideas I have for next year will help bring about cohesiveness and spirit to our school. In closing, I will do whatever it takes to make next year a memorable one. And for those of you who don't know me and are probably wondering if I'm related to Justin Bieber, the answer is no. However, if it helps you remember the Bieber name during the May election, then vote Bieber for vice chairperson. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Sarah Sampino, and I'm running for your vice chairperson of the 2013-2014 school year. I've had the privilege to be the delegate and now secretary of the junior class, but this year I want to run for vice chairperson because I think I want to help the entire school instead of just one class. What I want to do is easier said than done, but it's pretty simple in theory. I have 3 basic things that I want to focus on for next school year if I am elected. The first thing I want to do is reach out to the community as a whole from our school. So I'm actually the youth board president of REACH over at Manasquan. For those of you who don't know what that is, it's a program that has after school and before school care for middle school and elementary school kids, and it also has many community service programs. Currently, we have programs that go out to the elderly citizens where we entertain them, performers will sing for them. And also, I'm co-founding a new program in which high school students will help middle schoolers deal with their adolescent problems and kind of give them some advice. So hopefully, we will be able to incorporate new community service ideas to help give people honor society hours, community service hours, and also to help your community. The second thing I'd like to do is to have our school reach out to other peers in this school and basically support each other. So that includes going to events and encouraging fundraising and also joining clubs together. So that includes, we currently have an event coming on with Interact and student government together, and I think that we should have some more communication going on in between clubs. And the third and final thing I would like to do is give everyone at High School East some better memories. Whether you're just getting used to the end of middle school, or you're looking for colleges, I hope to make your next year a memorable one. Thank you.
Hello, High School East. My name is Adam Shimbrot, and I am honored to declare that I will be your next student government chairman. Due to a lack of competitors for this position, I have won the election by default. First, I would like to outline my experience within student government. Over the past 2 years, I've proudly served the class of 2014 as their sophomore class president, and you as your current vice chairman. During this time, I've worked hard to raise hundreds of dollars for our student government through fundraisers such as homecoming, senior banquet, senior prom, Rock for Refugees, Spring Music Fest, and many more. By running these events, I've gained the experience necessary to run our government. I've led major student advocacy projects from getting a new mag lab in the library and, of course, the never-ending bathroom problem. As I do understand that our bathrooms still need cleaning, I'm working closely with Mrs. Lilla and our janitorial staff to rectify this issue. During my tenure as sophomore class president, I helped pass 2 amendments that grant more power to the student body. I've also been nominated as your student government parliamentarian. As parliamentarian, I'm the chief interpreter of the student government constitution, or in layman's terms, the Supreme Court of our government. This job has enabled me to become very familiar with the exact protocol to run our government, something I know will facilitate my term as chairman. Finally, I would like to thank the people who have enabled me to complete such feats. You, the student body. Hills East, you have trusted me with being the chief advocate for your school, and I sincerely thank you for that. I would also like to especially thank the class of 2014. Fellow rising seniors, it has been an absolute pleasure serving you over the past 2 years. My first position within student government is directly attributed to you, and I thank you for that. I see greatness in our class and look forward to hearing only great things about us. I would also like to thank our administration and faculty, Dr. Woodbury, Dr. Catapano, Mr. Puglisi, Mr. Rugoso, Mrs. Lilla. Thank you for being so cooperative and approachable. Mrs. Grant, Mrs. Helms, thank you for making student government such an enjoyable place for not just me, but countless other officers, and congratulations on completing your first year as advisors. Fellow students, as I do not want to take any more time away from whatever you may be learning in the wonderful world of social studies, I will depart. Thank you for your support, and I look forward to working with you next year. Thank you.